All right, guys, how's it going? So an article's come out today from Paul Joyce at the Times. You can't shut him up at the moment. Have you noticed that? Since Michael Edwards has come back, just saying. Might be just a coincidence. But yeah, for those of you that are new to the channel, my opinions are that David Ornstein and Paul Joyce are the two journalists that you only need to listen to. Fabrizio Romano, you need to listen to him as well on the player, transfers and things, but not specifically Liverpool Football Club. They're the only three I think you need to pay attention to, in my opinion. Ornstein, more connected to the owners. Joyce, the people that run the club on a day-to-day basis. They do cross over from time to time, more so Ornstein covering everything, with Joyce covering, just club matters from the people that run the club on a day-to-day basis. Does that make sense? And I think that at one time, like, it was Joyce was up there and Ornstein was a little bit not around as much, and then the flip round and then all that, right? And there's definitely been a change since Edwards has come back. Since Edwards left and Ward left, Joyce, dropped down. You don't see a lot from him, to be honest with you, or you haven't. But since Edwards has come back into the operations, however you want to say, whether it's the club or the FSG, the parent group or whatever, Joyce is boom, 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 boom. All right, so anyway, so this article is Bournemouth's chief scout Mark Birchall to join Richard Hughes at Liverpool. New sporting director bolsters club's recruitment team in bid to create best possible conditions for Jurgen Klopp's successor. So technically Richard Hughes isn't officially working for Liverpool Football Club at the moment, but obviously he is. And this is the first deal he's working on. Now, it's not a transfer, a player transfer, so maybe some people won't be interested, but this is important, which is why we're going to touch on it. A deal for Birchall, 43, to follow Hughes from the South Coast club is in the process of being finalised to bolster Liverpool's recruitment team. Hughes will join Liverpool at the end of the season after 8 years as Bournemouth's technical director, having been headhunted by Michael Edwards. He was headhunted by Michael Edwards, but they are close friends. Do you know what I mean? So I think that, some people might not realise that. And when someone is headhunted, that's like, oh, he must be very, very good then. And maybe he is. But I still think that it should say that there should be a reference to the friendship there. And maybe it doesn't matter to you, but I'm very, I like to be very specific about things. What else was I going to say about that? I can't remember. Oh yeah, Joyce, he's writing articles that are very, very, very glowing about some of these people, like Edwards, for example. And when you see a journalist really being really nice and saying really nice things, even if it's true and justified, that's usually another indicator that is the person feeding them. Do you know what I mean? That's what some people might think here. Not me, I don't have an opinion about anything. Edwards has a long-standing association with Hughes from their time together at Portsmouth more than 20 years ago, when the former was chief analyst and the latter the club captain. That's basically going on from, talking about being headhunted. Now, former Scotland striker Birchall played for numerous clubs in his career, including Portsmouth during that same period, and also had a spell as manager of Livingston. Basically, he's going to come in and he's going to support Dave Fallows, head of recruitment at Liverpool Football Club, and chief scout Barry Hunter. And that's mainly just the article, to be honest with you. Now, it is important, because when we're bringing in scouts, because there are clubs in the Premier League that would be considered smaller than, Liverpool Football Club, like Manchester United, Everton, Manchester City. No, sometimes these clubs maybe lower down the table, they might sign some of these gems sometimes for 5 million, 8 million pounds, names never heard of. And then we have to go and pay 40, 50 million for them, even more. And sometimes, like on the members website here behind me, you can read the video description if you want to get any swag, join us on there, become a VIP. Some of the discussions on there often will be, why can't we identify these players, when they're 5 million, 6, 7, 8 million, rather than 40, 50, 60, 70, whatever. And sometimes people will say, we should be recruiting their scouts. So maybe this is an example of that. I do not know who Birchall, is responsible for, recruiting or recommending. I don't know anything about the guy, I've got to be honest with you. So that's it. I know about his playing career, obviously, but that's it. So I just thought I'd bring it to your attention in case you're not aware. And yes, so it is important. It's showing that Richard Hughes is working, even though he's officially not working. So that's important. It's important that they're, bringing in, a chief scout. I think that's a big deal, personally. And it's also important that we're talking about Joyce having a lot to say at the moment. So this video is important for a lot of reasons. There you go. All right, guys, if you appreciate the video, please thumbs up. It doesn't mean you agree with me or support what I'm saying. It just means that you appreciate me making the effort, even though I'm half asleep. I've got to be honest with you. And I would really appreciate if you would leave me a comment. And if you want to buy me a coffee, then hit the super thanks button or whatever it's called. Although no one's hit that today. And that's probably because I'm saying coffee. So if it makes you feel better and you want to get me a beer, look at it that way. But no, overall, I'd just appreciate your feedback on this. I'm sure it's not this video probably won't get much interaction. But it is showing that the club are active. They are trying to do things. And again, it is showing that Paul Joyce is, someone's definitely in his ear. Do you know what I mean? So, because it's important, because you've got to watch what he puts out. And I'll tell you why, you need to watch my next video, because it's going to be about Born Again Joyce again.